We can't put it all into one big vat of social media. There's so many different types and so many different conversations and so many different environments that that it's not sort of unilateral, if you will.
Okay, let me go all the way back there. Oh, no, we've got one here. We've got one here.
With a quick question, just following up on that one, credibility. In each of your generations, and perhaps let's start from the youngest there, what do you believe more, print or what you read online? So what you read in social media or what you read in the print? Where's your belief set?
I think maybe I'll get the news first from social media, and then if I read something really interesting, I really want to verify, then I'll go back to traditional media. There are cases where, maybe there are copycat brands in China that uses other people's names, and then people would. There was a case where the person actually went on social media to tell people that that's not actually him. There are many cases like that in China, probably, and those would be people would actually trust the person if he only uses a social media channel to distribute that kind of information, and you maybe don't even need to go to traditional media to verify your account. So I think we still rely on traditional media, but more and more on social media as well.
I'm a 50-50 split. I still pick up my newspapers in the morning and then just sit them on the side of my desk while I look at China Daily Online when it's sat right next to me. I don't know what I'm doing. I like to look at digital. I like to look at Twitter. I like to read the newspapers. I like a good broad mix of everything. And I think somewhere in between all of those you can find the truth.
John, when you see a tweet perhaps, do you, that isn't from a news source, where do you verify the tweet?
Oh, well, everyone goes to Google.
I think that I'd read traditional journalists online, so I can fudge the question with that answer. But I think I start with go ahead. Right. I start with the traditional environment, and then when I want to know more, I go online and I start looking around. I said, who else is talking about this? Because the second I get interested in the subject matter, I start wanting to peel back the onion and find out who else is talking about it and what opinions they've got. And that's that curiosity that I talked about earlier. It's like, what else is being said about this? This is cool, but it isn't enough just to get that superficial story, if you will, from one of the traditional media. I want to go beyond it, but that's probably where I'll start and get my first information.
That's inverted.
Yeah, exactly.
So the lady, she starts on social media and then peels the onion down to traditional, and you start traditional and then peel your way down to social, and yet the gentleman in the middle, he's on the fence.
Well, he's that fence generation, I guess, that between us. But that's exactly right. That's not surprising, is it? I wouldn't. I mean, but that's why we both need to be in kind of in a public relations environment so that you can get it from both sides.
But isn't that distinction a bit of a red herring? If you're reading professionally produced, mediated news from a trusted source, but you just happen to be using an online platform rather than a piece of paper to read it, you're still reading the same form of media, aren't you? Isn't the real distinction between mediate, and this is one of the things that came out of the FCC discussion actually, very good point, I thought. The difference is really between mediated media, where there's a professional journalist sitting there looking for verification, looking for credible sources, and only if he finds those is he prepared to publish, versus, on the other hand, social media, which can be straight from source, not necessarily credible, could be a teenager with an axe to grind, could be anything.
Right, but that was a joke, my first statement, in terms of reading traditional media online. But I think that all of us are hopefully now doing both all the time, that we're getting our bits and pieces of news either from traditional first and then going on to verify and dig deeper, or from the online environment saying, okay, well, what's the traditional media? I think that we have to, in planning media relations, public relations, communications program, we've got to include all of that, and great programs now are doing just that. So we have to know the point of entry is different for different consumers or different target audiences.
Okay, can we just give a very big round of applause for our panelists tonight? Thank you very much, everybody. Hopefully you'll be sticking around for a drink afterwards, so if there are any additional questions that you want to approach them with, please do stick around for that. And as promised, there is a very quick lucky draw. The prize sponsored by Prospect. What is it?
It's a foodie red box, so you have lots of foodie gifts in there.
Okay. Yes. So can we have Lauren from Prospect come and draw this? Lauren? It's a red packet, Simply Tasty foodie thingy.
Annalisa Young.
Annalisa?
Okay, thank you very much, everyone, for coming again tonight. We hope to see you at the next PR Network event, which will be roughly in 6 weeks' time. And just quickly, and thank you very much to the panelists. Great insights.